Hey Legionnaires, welcome back. We're here with part 2 of our Waterloo mini-series here as the French are quickly scaring off a little like allied cavalry unit there from the British. Yes, some Chevaliers going in there and dealing with that Lancer unit very effectively. But yes, this is part 2 of the Waterloo like mini-series that we have going on. It's brilliant, this one part. It's pretty damn historical as well. We have plenty of French infantry here. We have Kellerman sitting in the back ready with his heavy cav. We've got plenty of cuirassiers and carabineers back there. And then we have the middle guard here. We have part of the guard. You may be thinking, that's a pretty small guard there, Pope. And that is true, because at the moment, at this time, well, actually, at the point that the guard comes up, the middle guard, the young guard is actually dealing with a force around Place Noire. The Prussians are coming in from this flank over here, and the young guard is sent off to deal with Place Noire. So, in fact, at this push here by the middle guard was only a portion of the guard, and the old guard, the oldest guys, the most veterans, like troops, were not sent in. They were held in reserve. Napoleon refused to send in his old guard. Something that maybe some of you guys didn't know. I don't know. I've repeated it a few times in the times we've done Waterloo, but it's certainly worth mentioning. But anyway, yes, if you're new to these sort of mini-series, like for battles that we do for NTW 3, then I fully recommend going and checking out part 1 first, because this is part 2. If you haven't checked that out, then I fully recommend you go and do so. If you have seen part 1, you are very much aware that the French have done very, very well in that first one. They did take Hougoumont. So in fact, history has been changed entirely, because Hougoumont, that farmhouse over there, has fallen. Rial has taken that. We now have D'Erlon here, leading the way with Kellerman and the guard. They're going to come straight up here. Their aim is to take the Haye Sainte, which is this position here, and that is the farmhouse that does actually fall in history. It does fall about like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I think it is, to Ney, and then at 7 o'clock they retake it to the British with the help of the Prussians. The Prussians are here today as well. They are a long, long way away. We have, I believe it's Zieten's cause here on its way as it was in history, and he is going to be coming down this road past Papelet, and he is going to be coming to reinforce the British lines here. Because that's what he does. He actually comes along this sunken road here, which is this road along here, and he reinforces before, like on this side here. On Papelet's side. But the boundaries in this one, because we do have boundaries in this one as well, are these trees like they were in Hougoumont. So this is the border between the left and the centre flank, or right if you're the British, I guess. And then it's Papelet is the most furtherly point that they can go. They can't enter it. They can only go as far as this building here. So we've got some pretty sturdy borders there. And as you can see, the British and the French are trying to use up as much ground as possible. They're trying to get as much of a flank as possible. I was playing in this one as well, so I'm aware of how it goes. I was playing as one of the British armies. I was actually in charge of the defense of the Haye Sainte. These are my troops here, but these are some Brunswicker sappers that are probably going to get sent in because they've got some pretty good melee stats. I was actually had the Prince of Orange back here. This is the Prince of Orange and his staff is waiting here around La Haye Sainte. I'm trying to give that extra morale boost when the French eventually go in. But like in history, the French are quite happy to set up their guns. They've got their 12-pounders here, and they've got some 6-pounders here, and they're going to just form a grand battery, and they're going to start hitting hard. And I don't blame them. This is one of the strengths that the French still has in this era. The infantry's not that great. The cav's okay, but mainly like heavy cavs, so it's not very maneuverable. Their guns, though, they're still pretty much the finest guns in Europe. Napoleon being an artilleryman himself, you know. He always made sure his artillery crew were well fed, well trained. So I'm expecting some good kills from those artillery pieces, and more over here. We've got some more 12-pounders, these big guns. They're going to be able to just pound and hit anything, which is why in history the British forces were behind this ridge or on the sunken road. They were trying to use whatever cover they could. They rarely came out in front of this slope here unless they really needed to. The British setting up some guns of their own here, trying to hit those French guns, or maybe just hit the French heavy cav that's loitering back here. Either one is probably good targets. We've got chasseurs, got plenty of cuirassiers actually stacked on top of each other. But they are hidden, in fact, so it would be pretty good if they can see them. We have a bit of a musket fight now going on here. We've got some Legion Lightfoot here. They are dueling with the French infantry here, the line infantry here. And they have gone back and disappeared now. But yeah, that King's German Lightfoot, really, really good. They've got really good reload, really good accuracy. There were 2 of my units there. I said I'm going to stick these in the forest. I'm going to try and harass the French as close as they get. Like, I don't want them to get right up to this ridge before we have to engage them. So I want to like deal with them in this forest a little bit. They are getting hit hard by the cannons now. The cannons know where to hit. To see the 12-pounders now doing their best. They're going to start pounding that position. I'm trying to hit my King's German Legion. Very rude of them. Just come and fight me face to face. How dare they use their guns? Yeah, I think the whole purpose of those French units there was to push forward, see if there was anything in that forest, and then for the French to start pounding it. You can see there's plenty of dead bodies down here for the King's German Legion already, sadly. And they are also trying to hit Haye Sainte and just try and damage it, get it to 50% before the assault, because at least you do a lot of damage to the unit that's inside if you get it to 50%, and also it just makes it easier to take. Something like that. I don't know. It seems to be a solid tactic that seems to happen. But yeah, there are some sappers in here actually. I think they're the sappers that just got put in there. Sappers and miners, as the British call them. We got some Allied infantry out here. Some Dutch or some Belgians, I'm not quite sure, but they're some light skirmishers. And we've got the Brunswickers over here. I think they actually might be Brunswickers, those skirmishers. These are Brunswickers here. They look awesome. But they're very scary black uniform. I was thinking if that was a skull and crossbone up there, but it's just actually a horse. A bit less imposing. But yeah, this whole line is just ringed with, look at this, all these stakes here. It's got plenty of stakes. The heavy cav cannot come up that side there. On this side though they could. A heavy cav could make pushes up here. So you imagine this will be where the heavy cavalry masses. The artillery here just having a pretty clear line of sight just about like, any of the French positions, so they can't see them. The French are mainly hidden. We are looking from the French perspective. But it's also looking at the British perspective as well, as their cannons are pounded hard. Here we go, British infantry now making an appearance. As this Chevalier comes forward here. This is my infantry again. I was basically controlling this right-hand side here. And sent those Chevaliers packing with a couple of losses. And there you go, you can see plenty of British troops back here now. Including some guardsmen. I did decide that this was going to be a game where if we were going to have to fight for a farmhouse, I was going to need plenty of guardsmen. And also with the guard like on its way. At some point as well. Where are they? They're still way back here. So at this point I was like, yeah, we need to send them forward. I'm surprised they didn't bring forward their guard artillery. I feel like they could have probably brought that forward. But maybe not. Maybe that was them being kind, the Frenchies. They didn't want to give us an extra artillery unit to deal with. King's German Legion here as well, like foot. This might be one that's been pulled out of the forest, to be honest. Oh no, is it actually, I don't think it is King's German Legion, I think it's Feld Battalion. I think this is a Hanoverian light infantry unit. No, if I remember correctly. It has been a few weeks since we did this battle, so I'm trying to remember what is what, but there's more troops over here as well. We've got some Dutch troops here. Dutch Belgian or something like that. And we also have a little cavalry unit coming forward, or like a light dragoon coming forward. I think that's going to rush these guns. I mean, if it does, now's the time to go. There's not a lot of cav near it. Well, the Chevalier is fairly nearby, but you could certainly make it, and you can see they are going to make a dash for it now. I mean, the French can see this. If we can see the British troops, that means the French can see it, so they should be able to react to this. And yet they are quickly reacting. Chevalier rushing up to defend those guns. 6-pounders are unlimbering, but it doesn't matter. And there you go, the British light dragoon is going to retreat. Looks like we're going to see maybe, oh, I thought the Chevalier was maybe going to charge forward in response. Do a counter charge. But it looks like, finally, as you might be able to see in the background there, the French infantry might be about to move forward. It's certainly making some movements. But God, this mod looks great. It really does. I really do love it. It really does enhance Napoleon Total War. Glorious. Yes, if you're enjoying the NTW3 action and like, see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're on here, and a commentary support as this British unit gets plowed through the cannonballs here. That is pretty brutal. A lot of them getting up, but I'm sure they didn't appreciate just being knocked over there by that cannonball. I'm not sure how you guys have survived. Your men of steel survived such a hit. Here we go. Yeah, the French infantry slowly edging forward. Got some Laguerre coming forward, some line infantry, artillery as well coming up. And this is what I feared. Look at that, the infantry getting pounded to like red morale. At this point, I was like, do I stand here? I mean, I can't really afford to. I need a retreat. This is not worth it. At this point, though, I was still aware that my light foot infantry was still here. In fact, actually, one of them is here. There you go. The shots are starting. Maybe I did pull back one of my light infantry then. Maybe it was a Legion light foot. I think it was actually. I think the Fell Battalion must have been somewhere else. Who knows? Who knows? The big cavalry fight was taking place on this side over here. So we had some looks like some Dutch cav going in. They did manage to take out the gun, which I think was the aim. They did fail to take out anything else. There's plenty of cuirassiers out here to deal with that issue, and dragoons as well. Yeah, I'm surprised they actually put some cuirassiers out this wide. I don't know if there's going to be much of a push on this side, but we will see. British infantry very much up on this hill as well, taking positions. And the Prussians are getting closer. The French need to get a move on. The Prussians had like a 10-minute delay after the battle started. The French have to use every moment they have the advantage. Otherwise, those Prussians could make a difference. The British can't even see what they're firing at. Oh, here we go, though. French coming in. They did form square just in time with the against the Chevaliers. So really nicely done there by the King's German Legion. And they get a volley off. Doesn't look like it. I feel like the idea was to just allow the infantry to close the gap. We need to get out of square formation now. Get out of square, boys. There you go. Yeah, the infantry coming forward on this side over here. Again, a lot of British infantry dying from the artillery. Stretching out those units so they don't take as many hits this time. Much better idea. I mean, you can see here, I mean, this is just Fell Battalion's getting, like, oh, is this the Fell Battalion or the King's German Legion? I honestly don't know. This British unit here, though, is getting carved through. It's actually brutal. French here coming forward. And the British are retreating. As they probably should. Staying in this open ground is just not effective. I mean, the artillery here, they're outgunned with artillery. They can't respond to it. And yet, look, I mean, look at this. This artillery just ripping through these units here. French is here, now very much set up in this forest, ready to take on the King's German Legion. Here they go. The advance has been called. They're going to go through the little orchard that in history was fiercely defended by the KGL as well. Actually, the KGL did defend Haye Sainte to the death, basically. See the French infantry, they're taking a lot of hits.
Our men are running.
More men breaking. Where are they breaking this time? Again, the British came forward with a little cavalry unit. I don't know what they broke. Another artillery piece. Oh, it was the guard artillery that's been broken. Just set up there and then killed instantly. That is sad to see. There's the other KGL light foot though coming forward. And in go the French. They're going to try and scrap it out with the British troops here. I think they did form square because of Kellerman's cav coming in. That might actually be their downfall though. You can see here, this is a massive infantry. I was just like, nope, I am not sending up my men in there. Sending my men in there. It's just not worth it. But here we go. The battle for Haye Sainte is very much underway. The French taking some losses, but they actually did successfully manage to take the farm, like the orchard outside the farmhouse. They're now storming this farmhouse almost immediately. And they go. And we got British heavy cav now setting up over here. We have dragoons. It's in Skilling, I think this unit is. They're setting up here now. This is the first side of them. We also have Scottish infantry here, the Highlanders, setting up. So the big guns are being shown off right now. We've got Nassau Grenadiers here as well. So we have got some more allied troops here. So a good grenadier unit as well to send into the building if needs be. KGL here, they're dueling with the French. There's a lot of French packed outside this building right now. Morale looking pretty good though. Nassau's being brought forward as well to try and deal with some of the French outside the building. It's a big unit actually. Send them in, boys. They're a very attractive looking unit, I will admit. I do like the look of them. Very unique are the Nassaus. Send them in. And here they go, I think. they're going to go in. I like how they divide around the cart. In they go, boys. They're going to go in there and try and deal with these guys. I mean, they are grenadiers, but they are allied troops. I don't know how great they'll be. They should hopefully be okay, but there are a lot of French they're charging into. Morale seems like they're doing a pretty good job on this French unit here. And hopefully with the support of members of the Haye Sainte, they can do okay. Fighting goes on there. I mean, I don't think there's much else in the way of fighting going on. Oh, here we go. The French are very much going in over here as well. Absolute chaos going on now. The British getting caught out here. Maybe about to lose an infantry unit. We'll see. Trying to turn my infantry to get a good angle on this fight so they can then support the infantry. But it is actually chaos right now. The Nassaus are doing their best. We've got KGL also defending against cuirassiers. I think the sappers as well are starting to be slowly put in there. But yeah, there you go. The Nassau's breaking. But their sacrifice was not in vain. It slowed down the French getting up to this building over here. And the Prussians are here. The Prussians have arrived. Uhlans are arriving here. Now dueling with the French cav, actually breaking those dragoons as well. So the Prussians are here. We have the British heavy cav as well, dashing down the hill, trying to do some work, sending French columns sprawling. And the cuirassiers in here now battling around Haye Sainte. Attacking British squares as well, kind of weirdly historical. It's extreme right, not really seeing much in the way of action just yet, but there is a big, massive cavalry being formed up over there. The first few French units have been sent sprawling, but I'm sure they'll return. Britain must hold strong. There you go, the KGL did break eventually. There's one too many French units for them to fight. We'll also have a Scottish unit just sat between this building. I don't know if that's a safe place to stand there, really. The building's also at 98% damage. So if this just gets destroyed, I do not know what will happen. Technically, I guess the objective's gone. But a lot of Frenchies and British could die. The French seem like they're going to lose again. We've got the guard now up here. The guard has arrived. Guard is very much in the front line, actually, helping to bulk out this force. And here we go. Looks like we're about to see a charge maybe onto the heavy cav here. I don't know. Seems like they might want to go in for that. Or they're just going to allow the British cav to charge their lines. And then we got an allied general dead. I think he was over here. Yeah, over here. I think he must have been Kellerman's general or something like that. Got thrown in. I'm not sure which general. I'm still not sure at this moment in time. Yeah, I don't know what the British cav was doing there. Just trying to sneak its way in. But yeah, I think it was Kellerman's general. Maybe got sent in. I'm not entirely sure. whose it was that died. But one of them, one of the French generals is now dead. Britain still technically holds La Haye Sainte at the moment. They now have more sappers in there. Looks like the Scots are in there as well a little bit. Heavy cav still holding. And a lot more British troops now coming off this hill being dragged down. The Prussians also now starting to arrive, as we saw. And the Guard are here as well. Both French and British Guard being used to this front line here. Need to fire, boys. Need to fire. British line infantry here has seen a lot of action. Here we go. More Brits going in. You've got a little light dragoon or something like in there as well, trying to harass the French. I've sent a few of them packing, which is good to see. But yes, the Scots are selling out at La Haye Sainte, and they're going into a fight. They're against a square. That's not a bad idea. They'll probably take down that square. That's going to shift some of the Guard back this way. Yes, if you want to get involved in some of these scenario battles, these mini-series, feel free to join our Discord. The link is down below in the description. You're more than welcome to join. If you want to send your own battle replays, feel free to do so as well. I think the Scots have broken. But they did take one unit with them. We've got a little Dutch unit over here that's going to get swamped and taken out by looks like the Bell Battalion as well. Being sent packing. This is kind of historical as well. I mean, they were cuirassiers or French cav that just absolutely obliterated some Dutch infantry units around La Haye Sainte. La Haye Sainte's still not fallen. It's still also at 98%. Lots of squares being formed up over here by the British. Again, trying to stop that heavy cav. We've got the Blues and Royals, I think, going in now. Pretty elite cav unit has been just thrown in there. That'll deal with the cuirassies pretty effectively. You need to be careful, and there you go. I think La Haye Sainte has just been blown up. Everything that was in La Haye Sainte is now dead. That's French and British. So no one can take La Haye Sainte. Here we go, the Guard now engaged. Got the middle Guard taking on the Coldstream Guard here. It looks like we've got some British, or some Dutch cav actually, some Dutch carabiniers by the looks of it, also trying to duel. My God, what a mess. Look at the bodies already down as well. There are a lot of bodies there. French starting to break though. We've got the cuirassiers breaking. Looks like the Guard might do the same. Is there another cuirassier in here? There is. There's actually two cuirassiers. Jeez, I think the carabiniers might have broken, and that might doom the Coldstreams now. So it looked like they were on the brink of taking out these Guards.
Our men are running, sir.
Although the Guard did break, fair enough. I don't know if the Coldstreams can be able to get out of there. Looks like they're actually just getting stuck against these cuirassiers. Oh, and the volley there from the infantry, that was pretty brutal. But here we go. The Guard are moving up. This is going to be the big throw of the dice from the French. Middle Guard, all these chasseurs and grenadiers are moving up. They're going to get ready. There are British infantry, battered British infantry waiting. Still no real sign of the Prussians. Not really seen where they're making their appearance yet. Only one cavalry unit has made really an appearance. And here we go. We've got French cav coming up here. Chasseurs going for the guns. They're going to get them. The danger is that they're going to get a general. There's plenty of generals back here. And here we go. We've got British cav now going in. Got hussars going down to chase down on these chasseurs. British infantry failing to form square. And more cav back here as well. Plenty of heavy cav. I mean, one of the corps was Uxbridge. And you have the Scots Greys back here as well, the famous Scots Greys. Of course, they're ready to go against this push by the French, but more cav being drawn into the centre by Kellerman. Not sure why. And they're getting over here on this side. They've got plenty of Carabiniers and Cuirassiers left. I'm not seeing where they're going to go, though, yet. They're still just being kept out here. Maybe as a feint to see whether they can make a push up here against the British. There really isn't much on this side for the British. It's kind of all been thrown over on this side as the French now make their assault over here. We've got Prussian infantry now arriving onto the front lines. Guard here, all lined up. The British guard, that is. The French one actually was about to make a push up the hill. They took a withering volley in the back there. Got a big old line infantry unit. Actually, these might be guards as well. I'm not. I think usually have like the. It's kind of hard to tell with the British. Looks like it's going to be the line infantry to like take the shots, and then the guard, yeah, you can see forming column. They're getting ready for an assault. The guard are pretty damn good in melee. They'll probably take anything out. Oh, the morale just shattering. That is not a good sign. And we've got a British infantry unit coming across here, and the idea is to shoot into the flank of the guard and try and help out as much as possible. Some of the infantry here starting to crumble for the British. Here we go, another charge here by the Cuirassiers. They will be matched by the British heavy cav. And there you go. And I think the guard are going in as well. Yep, in they go. Got the Grenadiers going into the middle guard. We've got the Prussians as well, counter-charging down the hill. Oh, and we've got more guardsmen going in over here as well, trying to deal with this flanking British unit. Another general has died. In fact, there's the guards general that's just died. I think he just charged into one of these units down here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Christophe Henrion, I think was his general. He just charged in and got killed there. And there you go, the guard has been repelled. The guard is dead. All is lost. That is what the French shouted. Waterloo. I don't know if all is lost yet. There's still plenty of French infantry making a push now on this side over here. And routing, in fact, some more British troops there. And here you go, another bayonet charge going in. Now we got the Scots Greys. The Scots Greys make their charge. Finest cavalrymen in all of Europe. The most poorly led.
Our men are running, sir.
That's what was said in history. I'm not saying that against the player. I'm just like saying. Versus G, who was playing Uxbridge, did a very, very good job. Did a very good job there with the Scots Greys, in fact. Routing that unit, kind of slowing down the French advance, allowing the Prussians to form up. Prussians will draw. Looks like they haven't really gone for the Landwehr build. They went for proper infantry, proper line infantry. Got a British infantry unit down here. How the heck has this guy got down? A little Scots unit. And it's just causing all sorts of problems for these French here. That's hilarious. Could they go and get the guns? Maybe there's a 12-pounder here that's got incredibly close. Got a Chevalier here. I think maybe you've been sent over to defend that position. Got the Hussars coming down again. And in they go. I think they're going to try and take out that gun. Right, men of Britain. Take down the French scum. Very good, very good, very good. There you go. I think the Chevaliers as well, they're going to do their job. Now we got some British heavy cavalry coming down. Looks like the Dragoons or something coming down. They're going flying in. I'm pretty sure I have a an allied unit back there. There's another Hussar by the looks of it. Endless cav. I mean, there's certainly a. I also bought a Hussar as an allied cav Hussar unit. Doesn't look like I've seen any action yet. The Hussars did get routed, but they seem relatively healthy. They'll do okay. You see the remainder of the heavy cav now being sent this way. We've got all the Carabiniers now coming across. They look like they've been in some action, but I actually genuinely think they've probably just been shot to pieces. Yeah, they've lost like 20 men just being shot to pieces by artillery, and that's the problem. It's just such a prime target. Everyone wants to shoot it. We've got the guard Lance is still alive though. We've got the Lanciers Rouge here. They've might have seen some action. Plenty of French infantry here. They kind of need to get up the hill, really. I don't know if they're really actually getting any good shots on anything. So weirdly, we had a bit of a stutter there. I don't know what that was. I was really worried for that we was going to crash. I was like, no, not now of all times. We've got another charge here. Looks like more Hussars going in. I think they're going to go for some guns. They're going for the big ones. They ignored these 6-pounders here, but they went straight in for the 12s. Probably a better target, to be fair. Take these guys out and deal with them very promptly. Our infantry units, look at this, just gathering around, pouring fire into the Hussars. I think they're just going to go straight through and out. Yeah, they're just going to get in behind the French lines now. Be a problem. More Prussian cavalry now coming down. We've got cuirassiers there, just not quick enough to get out there and get them. Here we go, the Carabiniers now moving over to the flank here, and I think they're going to get ready for one last ditch. Push. The guard's gone. You can see the bodies strewn across the battlefield. It's been a pretty bloody Battle of Waterloo and Haye Sainte. And there's certainly, I'm not saying it's over yet for the French, because I don't think it is. There isn't much in the way of British troops left. The Prussians are going to be the main pushing force on this flank here. They have the most healthy infantry. I'm actually at this point running out of ammunition. Quite a few of my units are actually running low on ammo or out of ammo. We're going to have the Lanciers Rouge going in here. I think they're going to try and push right up, and yet they see the form square, so they're just getting out of that. Also, they see all this cavalry. The Scots Greys now making an appearance here. The Blues and Royals still alive as well. Yeah, the Prussians here, rank after rank of them, just opening fire. Healthy troops that the Allied corps really needed. And here you go, you can see massive push. The French are on top of the sunken hill. Something that didn't really, or sunken road, sorry. Something that didn't really happen in history. I don't think I guess they technically made it when the cavalry pushed over. But yeah, infantry on top of the sunken road. Something you don't often see. Giving ground, giving ground. And we've got a general that's breaking. We've got Kellerman down here actually that's just running for his life. He's been shot that many times. I think he's breaking. We've got De Erlon is still alive. And here we go. I think we're going to see the Scots Greys going in against the Carabiniers. Oh, this is an iconic duo facing off against each other here. And it looks like the Prussians are going to beat the Cav out there. The morale's not looking great for heavy Cav right now. And here we go, Dragoons going slamming on into infantry here. Trying to bring these tiny little French units here. They might just do just that. It doesn't look like they can form square. Another Carabinier unit having to be shifted around. We've got another cuirassier as well being sent in. Morale though, like I said, not looking great. And here we go. This is I think this is my little... Oh no, it's not. It's the Hussars head. Maybe it was not my little cav unit. I don't know where that is. Or maybe it is the my cav unit. I'm not entirely sure. I think it is actually, yeah. It looks like a Hussar unit, but I think it's an allied unit. Hitting me here hard actually. And in they go. Slashing and dicing. Yeah. This is definitely my move that I decided to do in the end. I was like, right, we'll just mop up the French. Nice and easy done. This side over here, I mean, the British barely moved. They've really not had to move. They've still got plenty of infantry here, healthy. I think these are Hanoverians here, in fact. not sure. They look a bit Hanoverian-like, but they might not be. And yeah, I mean, the Brunswickers are still there, firing away, just dueling. The French slowly shifting stuff over this way to try to help with their collapsing flank right now. And look at this, the Brunswickers have started all the way out on the other side. And moved along this sunken road, and they're now over on this side here.
Orders understood.
The Dragoons are about to just set themselves upon anything that's left down here. I mean, they don't even need to attack it, they just get close to stuff and they're breaking it. Trying to go in for the Earl on here by the looks of it. Trying to take him out. I think he'll get out of there alive. He's fresh. After all, there you go, the British cab breaks. I think that probably actually broke more from Allied infantry fire than anything else. But yeah, all the French heavy cab is now broken. The Carabineers, it's been sent packing by the Scots Greys. And now it's just really down to the Earl's remaining troops down here. Oh, there is one heavy cab left. There's a cuirassier here. Kept in reserve. You see morale of the French is not looking good. They still hold the orchard though, around Haye Sainte. And here we go, British infantry now moving forward from their positions that they've been shelled on for so long. Now they can be unleashed on the French lines. This British cab back here still causing issues. I think this is the Hussar unit. Yeah, this is a Hussar unit just back here, just causing some problems, you know. It might be able to take that cuirassier, I don't know. Like, it's... what's this one? It's fresh, actually. I don't know, maybe not. If it was tired, I'd say maybe. There really isn't much in the way of cav left at this point. And squares being formed, cuirassier is being sent reeling. And there you go, the cuirassier is broke, and that is now, in fact, the final French cavalry unit. Unless it returns, then I guess it's back for more. Got artillery just breaking here, just at the sheer side of the British pushing forward. I don't know if these guys are going to go for a bayonet charge. No, I was just going to say, I don't think they should. Fire a few volleys, send these French packing. Artillery crews are breaking though across the line. It's not a good sign. Again, we had a weird stutter. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's with the... I really don't know. Maybe it's the map or something. There is actually a whole section of French troops that have returned over here, including that goddamn cuirassier. It keeps returning. She doesn't know when the fight's over. Yeah, some French infantry and some are okay, like, size, but nothing impressive. They might be able to flank around now, the British. We're very much pushed forward here. I think the French, the British artillery is hitting its own men, but I'm not, I think that's the case. I just saw, like, that unit there just get flung about, and I was like, well, I don't think there's any French artillery left. Yeah, the Prussians now are starting to swivel and deal with the French that are still over here. Hopefully they can form square and deal with that cuirassier. But this is all that remains. This is basically it. Apart from maybe a few artillery pieces that are dotted about, this is all that remains for both sides of the Allies. It's a very, very close fight. Really close. They were saying that maybe we should have had a few more Allied troops. Potentially so, yes, but really, if you look at it, it's finished very close. It didn't really matter how many Allied troops we had. Both sides did a pretty good job. Yeah, there's like a couple of British troops appearing, but that is it. We still have some Allied troops down there. We still have Brunswickers down there. Maybe we could have had some more Dutch Belgians, but in fairness, the rules were that we had to have 50% Allied troops in our armies. So often, the way to get around it was that we've done like we've brought like allied like skirmishers, allied cav, because especially in this one where you can rely a bit more on Uxbridge to bring the cavalry. You just bring like allied light cav, skirmish stuff. Like at the very start of this fight, you saw some of my allied cav go in and he get himself killed straight away. Wasn't on purpose to get killed, but it just went out scouting. If he got killed, they got killed. There you go, Dras is going in against the Blues and Royals. Easy done. And there you go, the French line starting to crumble over here now. There's just all hopes lost. And the Hussars are also in the back line, just ready to mop up anything that returns for the Frenchies. So we'll just fast forward at this point now because, yeah, it's just a mop up phase. So as you can see, yep, the British just going to mop up whatever the French don't have breaking at this point of what is over here. An artillery crew. Get back on your guns, boys. Try and hit some Brits. I don't think they'll make it. Sadly, those British cav just a bit too speedy. And there you go. I think that is the battle. Unless, oh, some French infantry returning. There you go. A defeat for the French, unfortunately. This was sent in by John the Buffoon from his perspective. He was the guard. So unlucky for him, to Peasant, to Sniper, and to Clarkey. A really good solid team there on their side. And they tried their best. Unfortunately, they couldn't. Technically, I guess they took the Haye Sainte and then lost it. I guess because they did blow it up, and then I guess they were around the building and pushed beyond it. So I guess they had taken it in theory, but they just then got repulsed on that sunken road. I was playing as yeah, the Prince of Orange. We had G playing as Uxbridge, and we had Chaslock playing as Wellington, and then we had Richard playing as the Prussians, as Ziethen. Yeah, and lost very few men, and didn't kill many, but lost very few as well. Had a pretty decent sized army. But yeah, we'll quickly have a look at some of the unit stats. This will be the guards. So there won't be anything too impressive, unfortunately. The guard kind of just got blown away. But yeah, there you go, guys. That is part 2 of the mini-series for Waterloo. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. It's now 1-1. Both sides have one part each. And now it's going to come down to part 3 and Plassenoir to see who wins. Can the Prussians defeat the Young Guard, or will the Young Guard hold Plassenoir? Until then, guys, I'll see you in the next one.